Hey everyone, welcome back to my vinyl collection, and today we're finally going to talk about Mayday Parade's 10th anniversary edition of Tales Told by Dead Friends. So the original EP was actually released in 2006, so 10 years ago, and this marks the 10-year anniversary of that release. So they come back with a brand new sort of reimagined cover, and I actually really appreciate what they've done here, because they've definitely gone through the effort to design a brand new sort of bit of artwork, even though it is obviously inspired by the original one, but everything about this particular release is just like they put so much effort into it, and I really appreciate that. Because you get other like anniversary editions that have been released this year which are not that special. I'm sure there are, but the ones that I've got personally would be My Chemical Romance and Paramore, and their ones, again, there's nothing too special about the cover. It's, you know, My Chem did a new cover for it, you know, it's like that pale sort of white creamy look with the cross sort of flag logo on it, and everything's like very ghostly, and that's great. But the vinyl turned out to be quite boring. It was just an etching, and it wasn't even anywhere near as impressive as the previous etchings that they'd done for that particular album. And Paramore had a really nice variant for the vinyl, but again, nothing too special for the cover and the packaging and the sleeve, so it kind of falls short on that. But these guys have gone all out and redesigned practically everything. So for the artwork, they've got a person called Florian Mih, or M-I-H, I'm not sure how you pronounce it, but works for Fearless Records, and they've redesigned all of this, and I really appreciate what they've done here, mainly because they've updated the whole idea of the concept of the album. So the logo for the band is updated to the current one, and they've kept elements from the old one but updated it in a more graphic-y style. Obviously there was a photo before in the original one with the guy holding the phone and the phone booth in the background, but this one gets rid of the stuff in the background and just draws over the hand and the phone, and it's done almost in a style similar to the self-titled album, which I really loved. And so just in general, the art direction is fantastic for the outer cover. And on the back it has that phone from the phone box, but actually one interesting thing about the track listing is that your song is not on side B, it's actually on side A, so there's a minor typo, but that doesn't matter. It's still a really awesome design and great music, so I let them off for that. And I love the little details of it being broken and the shading. I love everything they've done here. I'm not too sure what the bubbles are about, I don't know what's going on there, but it still looks great anyway. And also one fun fact is that there is a glow-in-the-dark coating on the yellow bits, and this looks really cool in the dark because it's an alternative cover, and I might show a picture of that later for you guys right now, because I can't obviously turn off the lights right now. Now, one thing I really love about this particular release is the fact that they put through the effort into making this into a hardback bound booklet sleeve type thing, and it's actually really good and really impressive, because I'm sure bands have done this in the past or something similar anyway, and they're not the first ones, but out of the ones again this year, like My Chemical Romance and Paramore, nothing has come close, and these guys have put the effort to do this for an EP, so that really says something. So obviously the outer covers are where the hardback parts are, and it's a really strong material that offers a good amount of protection for the contents inside. Now, I think this is one of the most inventive ways to present a lyric booklet as part of the jacket itself. As you can see here is a heavily stylized phone directory theme going on here. On this side you have a personal note from Derek Sanders, the lead singer himself, expressing his gratitude to everyone who supported him along this journey, and I think it just adds an extra grounded feel to it and actually a lot more personal, as well as reminding me that these guys are actually really thankful for everything they've had. Unlike some of the bands who take it for granted, these guys actually are really genuinely appreciative and very grateful for everything they built across these 10 years. Now, I think this is a really clever way to integrate both the lyrics and the phone directory theme to be read as one sort of single narrative and style, and I really appreciate it in the way they've had the lyrics on one side, and around it they have adverts as if it's from a phone directory, and I love the artistic direction, the illustrations, the style, the fonts used, and how the lyrics are actually part of the songs are also part of the adverts, and everything about it is very relevant, and I think again very integrated and well thought out. Now, one extra thing that I really appreciate is the fact that they've credited everybody as respected, so this includes Jason Lancaster, who was part of the original EP. Now, this is the vinyl itself. It's a 10-inch EP, and it's the Opaque Yellow on red translucent vinyl with Blue Splatter variant. I think it's limited to 300 as opposed to the tricolour version, which is limited to 1000 pressings. And on the other side is Blue Splatter on red vinyl. One thing I really want to mention is not transparent at all. They've been advertising as transparent. It's not. It's translucent and opaque. So if you're expecting it to be see-through, it's not. So yeah. Now, this EP takes you back to the classic old school emo Mayday Parade, which I really love and enjoy, and the overall mixing this one's definitely showcases a lot more of the instruments and vocals I didn't quite hear first time round in the original release. It provides a much clearer sound whilst at the same time not being too polished, so it's a good balance of the two. Now for the music, just so you know too, it's probably my least favourite track off this EP, although it is a very strong opening track and it's definitely more heavy than some of the songs. I just feel the last third of the song is better than most of it. I guess it's more impactful and a bit more fun than the rest of it, although it is quite nice to hear Derek scream in this one. When I Get Home You're So Dead is probably one of my favourite tracks off this EP. It's a classic Mayday song, it's a great way to sort of end a bitter relationship sort of thing, and it has a classic line, girls make boys cry, and the guitar riff in this one is fantastic, it's phenomenal, and I never really got to appreciate it before because in the album version it's sort of doled out. There's too much bass and there's too much going on and too many layers and you can't quite hear the guitar. In the original EP you can kind of hear it, it's definitely there, but again it's not sort of bright enough. But in the remastered one they definitely brought it up a little bit, it's a little bit louder, a lot more clearer, and you can really appreciate this time, which I really enjoy. I also think this is easily one of their best songs in their career, and it's definitely a song that really showcases Derek's and Jason's vocals working really well together as a rock group. One Man Drinking Games, a very beautiful, soft, slow ballad track with a very dramatic ending to it. It almost has like an ethereal and sublime feel to it at the same time. Unfortunately, I never got to hear this play live, so hopefully next time in the UK they actually do. Your Song is definitely a very energetic track that kind of gets faster towards the end, and I'm a huge fan of the lyrics towards the end of the song and the chorus where it says baby doll, and in general I think it's quite a fun bit of songwriting. 3 Cheers for 5 Years is easily one of Mayday Prade's most famous songs, and it's also one of the first songs they've written as a band. It's also obviously a very powerful and emotional song, and it's a great way to showcase Jason's and Derek's vocals together, as well as being a very honest bit of songwriting. But at the end of the day, I kind of still love the acoustic version a bit more. The Last Something That Meant Anything is actually one of my favourite songs off the original EP, and even though the chorus is really simply written, I still think it tells a very clear and very real tale of things we've all gone through and feelings we've all felt at one point in our lives. I also like the fact that they've included the lyrics on the bridge this time into the booklet, as in the previous vinyl release they didn't. Another cool thing about this track is the fact that they borrowed lines from I Was 19 in Kimberley by a band called Anderson Explains, which is also a very great song. And lastly, The Problem in the Big Picture That's Hard to See is my new favourite track off this EP. I think it's a very beautiful song, simply like it just is. It's a very great way to end the EP, it's very fitting, especially the fact that it's been 10 years, and it's a very great way to end the anniversary edition with this kind of song that celebrates the idea that it's been 10 years, it's been such a long journey, they've gone through so many ups and downs and I guess sacrifices along the way, and it just sums up how they've sort of went out and took a chance really and sacrificed certain things to make it through as this band. And if it wasn't for the love, the people who supported them as the fans and as people, friends and family, if it wasn't for them they wouldn't be here today. So I also stand by with what I thought about in my previous video, where I definitely think it's a song that's kind of saying thank you to everybody for being there for them, because if it wasn't for them they wouldn't really be here. And also I think a new layer to the song, which I kind of, as I was listening to it again and again, I kind of heard more about this and I kind of understood it to understand it this way, is the fact that, let's just say Derek, it's his point of view, and I still think it's kind of him sort of saying he really hopes that his friends stay by him and hope that that band continues on, because it's just really beautiful lines like, I hope I land where you'll always be. It kind of sounds like if one day they don't do music anymore, he really hopes they'd at least still be together wherever they go in their lives, and at least they somehow sort of converge at some point and, you know, cross paths and stuff. I still think that's a really sweet way to write a song, but at the same time it might also still be about the people in the world, and you know, wherever they go, hopefully we still stick by them and support them. I think it's also kind of verging on that as well. And I also really love the fact that it kind of makes references to other songs they've written in the past, such as Hold On To Me, 3 Cheers for 5 Years, even the beginning of the song where the guitars is very similar to 3 Cheers, and it kicks off with You Don't Have To Go, which is similar to I Swear They Don't Have To Go, and obviously Hold On To Me will be in the bridge. And I just think in general it's a very beautiful track, it's very deserving, it's very rewarding, and very satisfying way to end the EP. And that does it for my review of the 10th anniversary edition of Tales to Dead Friends by Mayday Parade. Again, if you haven't checked it out already, please check it out because it's just phenomenal, especially that new song, and the mixing in this one is just great, so that's that. If you guys found this video helpful in some way, please feel free to show support by liking, commenting, subscribing to the channel if you want to, it does help a lot. And as usual, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys next time, so see ya.